Okay, day 2, vlog, possibilities. I'm taking off my shoes, so I'm barefoot by this little creek. And I'm going to chant. And at the same time, visualize the colors of the chakras, the tones, and then channel and just ask for a general message. Thinking of red at my root. Lam. 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 Orange at the sacral. Vam. 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 Solar plexus is yellow. Ram. Ram. The heart is green. Yam. 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 The throat is sky blue. Hum. 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 The third eye is indigo. Om. 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 And at the violet crown, silence. Sending roots down into the ground. Spiraling red roots deep into Earth's crystal core. Honoring the mother, saying thank you and acknowledging the beauty of nature. What a beautiful earth we live on. And what a nice thought to raise my frequency first thing in the morning, thinking about the beauty of nature. Thank you, Earth. And she sends energy up that little root that I sent down all the way to my light body that I just charged. And I open my pranic tube, which always reminds me to straighten my spine and relax my shoulders. So there's posture involved, consciousness, a feeling. As I was toning, I was feeling into those chakras and the themes of those chakras. In time, that will become more profound. but I did feel the beginning of an awareness of one of the chakras being really robust. The other ones I didn't really get my attention, but I think it was between the heart and the throat. I just started to go deep outside of my consciousness. It was a good feeling. I didn't want to talk and I didn't want to concentrate. All right, I'm going to ask my guides. This is all charged up now. I'm going to ask my guides about a general message. Dear Kellie and friends, thank you for listening. It takes a lot of courage for Kellie to speak in front of people. So she's trying to hold space for that. But we'd like to share a message of hope. Oh, it's coming. What is coming? Your imaginations have barely scraped the surface of the healing, the beauty, the abundance, the flow. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? No debt. Can you imagine a thriving garden and community that work together? Can you imagine at the same time having all the advanced technology used for good? And actually, we're not just rhetorically asking you this. We want you to imagine it. We want you to try. See where the limits are of your imagination. To believe in your lifetime, you will see heaven on earth. Guess what? That was the answer the whole time. I heard an expletive in there, the whole blank time, but I didn't say it. So that was the answer the whole time. Just use your imagination to see the best coming true. And like, how much can you feel that reality? This is the message we were trying to tell you. It was so hard, but it's so simple. And the reason we know it's coming in your lifetime is because of all the blocks that are being removed now. Because the age of Aquarius is real. It was a timeline. The stars were keeping track of everything. This whole creation is a dream, a simulation, some want to call it. Well, yes, computers are physical representations of how creation is organized. So the computers came after creation, and computers try to mimic what's going on. So there is some resemblance between a simulation and this dream that you're living in. But it's such a really amazing time to be on Earth. But it's a little tricky. So let's get through the first steps with a little bit of hope that, like, it'll all be worth it. Everything's going to get easier from now on. Things shouldn't get harder and heavier and denser. If you're especially listening to this video, it's your timeline to be aware of this, which means the rest of the work is releasing density, is making decisions to choose light, run every thought through a filter of unconditional love. That's what channeling is. You set your intention towards unconditional love. God is unconditional love. Anything between you and God is a higher degree of unconditional love than you and your 3D personality can, hold and make it in the physical realm, bring into the physical realm. So as you set your intention towards unconditional love, what do you think happens when you start forgiving things? Not because you can't do anything about it, not because you're going to forget what they did, but you forgive because that's your purpose. Your purpose as a human being is to extend love. You're a creation of God. It's your blueprint to exist mentally and physically, emotionally, spiritually, in unconditional love, holding no grudges. It doesn't mean you don't hold people accountable. It doesn't mean you allow abuse. It doesn't mean you just don't have any sort of consequences. No, karma's a system too. There are consequences for what you do, but there's no judgment about it, because again, it's a simulation of the physical world. It's an exploration in free will, and God wants you to have complete free will to navigate it. And eventually your free will leads you to desire oneness. And that's exiting the simulation, because the simulation is all an expression of opposites, right? Ones and zeros, it's duality. Yeah, it's a simulation of ones and zeros. It's an exploration in duality. So it's temporary. It has a beginning and an end. Everything in contrast feels like it's solid because the frequencies are so separate and different that there's an edge created. It's duality. Anytime there's edges, limits. So you're exploring limits because you wanted to think what was the opposite of God. That's what happened. A consciousness within God was curious about the opposite of God. That is as simple as it gets. There's no judgment. There's no real true trauma. It all heals. The trauma is what's going to make you want to leave the simulation. That's what it's going to serve humanity. Eventually, the consciousness within the soul and the body just says, oh my God, no more. I can't do this anymore. This hurts. I don't want to hurt. I'm done. The pleasure's not worth it. It's not worth the pain that comes with it, because it's duality. Can't have the good without the bad. Until you don't need either. You don't need either. You can exist in a neutral place. I'm wondering if people are walking by me. So, does that make sense? It's like they want to know what questions there are. So, let's wrap up. Thank you for listening. It takes reminding to integrate this perspective of the human experience right now. But the message is out there, and now you know. Close your eyes for a second and feel into what your intention is right now. What are your goals? What's your intention? Where are you at? Do you need some self-care? Are there some immediate chore things that need to get done first because you can't concentrate because they're taking up your mind space? Clean up. Take care of the most pressing goals or lists of errands or whatever. Just take care of the biggest stuff, the urgent stuff, and just then relax. Take a break. Take a breath. Celebrate something. Okay? It's a journey. It's not going to be over tomorrow. So pace yourself. We love you. We're rooting you on. You got this. It's fun. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. We can't wait. We love you so much. And so it is. Namaste.